Happy Monday, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to Toys, the Universe, and Everything. It's been a great time for fans of Sega. The SEGA Genesis Mini is on store shelves with a ton of great games like Konami's Contra Hardcore and Castlevania Bloodlines. But did Mini miss out on another Konami arcade classic? Well, let's turn on the original Sega Genesis because this week we're playing Sunset Riders. So, do Billy and Cormano have what it takes to show you how the West was won? Or will it push up daisies under a tombstone in your collection? Well, like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, do a Wild West dab like Billy, and let's play some
Sega.
Sega.
Sega. Next one.
Released for the Sega Genesis in 1992, Sunset Riders is based on the 1991 Konami arcade game of the same name. In the Genesis version, you choose between Billy Cool and Cormano Wild in a 1 or 2 player run and gun that takes the frantic Contra formula and mixes it with the pastel candy colors of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game, and even adds a horsey ride. The game has 4 stages with 2 sub-levels each, and like TMNT Hyperstone Heist, is more of a remix of the arcade game than a straight port. The Whack-A-Mole arcade bonus level is gone and replaced with a horsey ride where you must try to catch points and bonus lives thrown out of the back of a carriage. There is a cheat code for those of you planning on playing this with casual gamers or kids, or you just die a lot. If you play sound effect 03 in the sound test with the A button, then start a new game, immediately press A, B, and C as your character looks up on the character select screen. If you pull it off, you'll have 99 continues. At 3 lives per continue, that is 297 lives for you and your player 2 to populate your own western cemetery with. Sunset Riders for Genesis is kind of odd. It isn't a straight port of the arcade game, it's a remix of sorts, and gamers don't talk about it like they do the SNES version or the arcade game. Even on the Genesis Mini, it didn't make the cut for Contra Hardcore and Castlevania Bloodlines, even though in my opinion Sunset Riders is one of the great co-op games on the Genesis. So let me tell you why you should be digging out your real Sega Genesis to saddle up a game of Sunset Riders. The graphics in Sunset Riders are just what you'd expect from Konami on the Genesis. The programmers did a good job of porting over the poppy candy colors of the arcade game and layering them over some really nice detailed terrain. The bosses that are here are well animated and retain the personality of their arcade counterparts, even though there are only 4 of those bosses in the Genesis version. Simon Greedwell, Paco Loco, Chief Scalpum, and Sir Richard Rose will do their best to stop you from smooching any more saloon girls. Unfortunately, 4 bosses aren't all that's missing. A number of the beloved arcade voice samples also didn't make it over. You won't hear "Bury me with my money," or "Hasta la bye-bye," or "Me powwowed out." What is here, like the "Thank you nice boys" or the familiar cowboy yip, that, at the end of the level is solid enough to hit you in the nostalgia feels, and the music is spot on for the Genesis hardware. The gameplay is something you'll instantly feel at home with if you've ever played the arcade game or the SNES version. Sliding under bullets and grabbing ledges are still key gameplay elements in this version. Similar to Contra and Castlevania's journey to the Sega, Konami really turned up the difficulty, and returning Sunset Rider Rangers will notice the bullets move faster and the game is just a bit more vicious than you might remember from the arcade. That is part of what makes Sunset Riders for Genesis such an interesting pick. It isn't a complete port of the arcade game, but what is here is a remixed challenge mode. So even if you played the arcade or the SNES version before, there is enough different here to issue a warrant for this game. I was bummed to see the saloon boss fight is gone and the subsequent can review sequence is nixed as well. The new bonus level is fun, even though the horseback main level is gone. Just taken as what it is, It is a great title that doesn't overstay its welcome and is some great mindless fun with the cheat code, or a serious white-knuckle challenge without the cheat. Even though it isn't the cheapest Genesis title, it is still worth picking up, especially since you don't see this game on the modern collections, and sadly, not the SEGA Genesis Mini either. But what is your favorite arcade port for the SEGA Genesis? Let me know in the comments, or just let me know your favorite Sunset Riders memory. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and no matter what your questions are about toys, the universe, and everything, remember the answer is always to have fun. And if you're gonna fight evil in the Wild West, don't forget to tip your hat and dab for the Saloon Girls. It's just good manners. I really do appreciate you spending time with me. If you want to help me do more, please like and subscribe and share on your social media stuff so I can grow the channel. Until next time, everybody.